Viewers, good evening. Welcome to India Front. In a move that is being watched around the globe, PM Modi landed in Kiev for a historic meeting with President Zelensky. Viewers, this visit coming just 45 days after his meeting with Putin in Moscow underscores India's growing diplomatic heft and power push on the world stage. Let's make no mistake about it. Amid the Russia-Ukraine war, PM Modi's visit is a testament to India's commitment to peace and diplomacy. By meeting with both Putin and Zelensky, Modi has made it clear that India is not neutral in this war, but rather India is on the side of peace. In a world where geopolitical tensions are running high, Modi's diplomatic efforts are a breath of fresh air. By engaging with both Russia and Ukraine, Modi is sending a clear message that India will not be swayed by the whims of global powers, but rather it will chart its own course. This visit, viewers, is also a testament to Modi's visionary leadership, showcasing his ability to think outside the box and push the boundaries of traditional diplomacy. By meeting with Zelensky, Prime Minister Modi is not only supporting Ukraine's sovereignty, but also sending a strong message to Russia that India will not be party to any aggression.
हम पहले दिन से ही पक्षकार रहे हैं और हमारा पक्ष है शांति का। हम बुद्ध की धरती से आते हैं जहां युद्ध को कोई स्थान नहीं होता। हम महात्मा गांधी की धरती से आते हैं जिसने पूरे विश्व को शांति का संदेश दिया है। एक्सेलेंसी, मैं आज जब यूक्रेन आया हूं तब मैं 140 करोड़ भारतीयों की भावना को लेकर के आया और 140 करोड़ भारतीयों की भावना मानवता से प्रेरित है और मैं आज यूक्रेन की धरती पर शांति का संदेश लेकर के आया।
As the world watches this historic meeting, viewers, one thing is very clear: PM Modi's visit to Kiev is a defining moment in India's diplomatic history, showcasing India's ability to engage with all parties involved in the conflict. While many Ukrainian MPs believe that yes, Modi can stop the war, they believe that Modi can play a crucial role in ending the war, the opposition in India has mocked Modi's peace outreach.
Question which everybody in the world is asking him, not just people in India. Even in the world, people are laughing at him that your own country, Manipur, is burning and you are going around the world trying to establish peace. Please go to Manipur first.
And I don't want to get into a discussion on who's playing domestic politics and trivializing issue. Democratically elected head of government, third time elected, okay? It's the solid support of the Indian state. For him to be calling for peace, I think is a very positive thing in the global context.
Now, before we open this up to the larger panel that we have tonight, we have Ms. Yulia Klemenko, Member of Parliament, Ukraine. Ms. Yulia, thank you for speaking to us. I want to begin with a straightforward question, a question on everyone's mind, both in India and Ukraine and people around the world. Can Prime Minister Modi stop this war?
He is a very powerful man. So I think he has enough power and authority over such people like Putin. So he can deliver a clear message to him that the only one what we want, as Ukraine wants, is to take out Russian troops from our land. We're a peaceful nation. We want to live in peace, but unfortunately we cannot do it because Russian troops invaded Ukraine. I think he can do it, and if he will have enough arguments for Mr. Putin, then probably Putin will think twice, because India is a big partner of Russia, economic partner, as well as a partner in defense and many other sectors. So Prime Minister Modi has enough leverage over Putin and his actions.
Okay, so you believe, yes, Prime Minister Modi has it in him to stop this war. I want to ask you, what do you think that Prime Minister Modi has that other world leaders who've tried their best to make a difference, they don't? What is it that Prime Minister has?
I think Modi, as well as a Chinese leader, one of few who's still talking to Putin, and who are still have relations with Putin. Also, as I said previously, Russia a lot depend on India and China on economically, because they are selling a lot of crude oil and many other things to India. And I think Prime Minister Modi has enough, and he honestly knows Putin for many years. So I think he has enough friendly relations and enough arguments and enough leverage to deliver a clear message to Putin that he has to stop the war and withdraw his troops from Ukraine.
Miss Yulia, please stay with us. Let's quickly open this up. I want you to be part of the larger discussion that we're having tonight, because of the things that you've said off the bat on the show, many will accuse you of being from the RSS. I don't know, whether you know of the RSS, but you will be branded as a Sanghi by an ecosystem that thrives in misinformation and propaganda. Let's open this up. Miss Yulia, please stay with us on the panel. Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is with us. Tushar Gupta, political analyst. Professor Naval Kishore Yadav, national spokesperson of the RJD. IP Singh, national spokesperson, Samajwadi Party. Kamru Zaman Chaudhary ji, political analyst, completes this panel. Now, IP Singh ji, आपसे शुरुआत करता हूं. अभी यूलिया क्लेमेंको को आपने सुना, यूक्रेन की मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट, ये कह रही है, मैंने इनसे पहला सवाल यही पूछा कि आपको लगता है मोदी जी वॉर रुकवा सकते हैं? तो उन्होंने कहा, आपने सुना होगा, उन्होंने कहा हां वो वॉर रुकवा सकते हैं. ऑपोजिशन को लगता है कि यह बात सरासर गलत है. ऐसा क्यों?
देखिए प्रणेश, G20 में हम बड़ी उम्मीद कर रहे थे कि जब दुनिया भर के सारे राष्ट्राध्यक्ष 9-10 सितंबर 2023 को दिल्ली आए, तो उसमें पुतिन का न आना और फिर प्रधानमंत्री का पिछले महीने जुलाई में रूस जाना, और मैं कल से लेकर जब से प्रधानमंत्री की पोलैंड यात्रा शुरू हुई, उसके बाद वो यूक्रेन जाने वाले थे, तो मैं अमेरिका के अखबारों को खंगाल रहा था. मैं यूरोपियन यूनियन और जो यूरोपियन यूनियन के जो देश है उनके अखबार खंगाल रहा था, और मैं देखना चाहता था कि अमेरिका किस तरह की पहल करता है, यूरोपियन यूनियन किस तरह की पहल करती है. किसने आपसे कहा कि पीस प्रोसेस पर आप आगे बढ़िए? आपके रिश्ते उस सोवियत संघ से हैं, उस यूएसएसआर से, जिसकी यूक्रेन यूनियन रहा हो. जिस तरह से आप कंधे पर हाथ रख के मूव कर रहे हैं, दो चीजें दुनिया में समझ में आती हैं. या तो आप सामरिक रूप से यूक्रेन की मदद करिए, या तो आर्थिक रूप से अमेरिका और यूरोपियन यूनियन की तरह यूक्रेन की मदद करिए. आप देखिए कि किस तरह से जब चीनी यात्रा जून में जब पुतिन ने चीनी यात्रा शुरू करी, जब आए, जो वेलकम हुआ, सवाल यह है क्या चीन ने कोई इस तरह की पहल करी? दो बड़े पावर हैं चीन और अमेरिका, उसने पहल नहीं किया. आर्थिक रूप से देखिए, आज खबरें हैं, बड़ी खबर है कि 90-70 हजार करोड़ की गाड़ियां गोदामों में पड़ी हैं, बिकने को तैयार नहीं है. आर्थिक रूप से भारत हिल गया है. आप पीस प्रोसेस पर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, आप कह रहे हैं डिप्लोमेटिक मूव हमारा बहुत शानदार है.
नहीं, अगर यूक्रेन मान रहा है कि भारत मदद कर सकता है. एक मिनट IP सिंह जी, देखिए एक मिनट, मैं आपको समझा देता हूं मैं आपसे क्या जानना चाहता था. मेरा सीधा सवाल ये था कि जो लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि मोदी जी ने वॉर रुकवा दी, वो मीम बना दिया है, वो उसका मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं, मैंने आपसे आपके सामने पूछा, यूक्रेनियन जो MP हैं वो अभी भी हैं, और मैं उनसे फिर पूछूंगा, लेकिन मैं आपसे जानना चाहता था, आप कह रहे हैं कि देखिए हमारे बस की नहीं है, ये हमसे नहीं हो सकता। मैं एक मिनट आईपी सिंह जी, एक मिनट, मैं सवाल तो ले लीजिए, फिर जवाब किस बात का देंगे?
आप अमेरिका जाएंगे जब चुनाव के समय, वहां जाके अब की बार ट्रंप सरकार का नारा लगाएंगे और डिप्लोमेसी का तहस नहस कर देंगे
जी।
उसके बाद वहां की विदेश नीति
इसका भी जवाब मैं अभी आपको दे देता हूं। आपके इंडिया अलायंस के एक सहयोगी हैं, सागरिका घोष नाम है उनका ट्वीट देख लीजिए, वो क्या कह रही है इलेक्शन से पहले अमेरिका में। उनका ट्वीट अगर आप पढ़ेंगे तो आपके जवाब का उत्तर है उसमें। लेकिन मैं, देखिए डिबेट में इतना समय नहीं होता है कि आप एक तरफ से जो भी पढ़ के आए आप पूरा बोलने लगे, सवाल के हिसाब से जाएंगे। तुहिन सिन्हा, the opposition is saying, look, you can't take care of Manipur. Here you've embarked on this journey to ensure peace in Ukraine, to stop the war.
Well, good evening. Good evening, Pranesh. Good evening, everybody. I have heard both, Yulia Kilmanko, the Ukrainian member of parliament, and IP Singh Ji. And I must say that, in as much impressive I found Yulia's views, the Samajwadi Party member of parliament's views are extremely regressive and extremely, myopic. What they don't understand is from the days of non-alignment to a very layered, a very nuanced, multi-engagement, positive engagement with all countries. This is the hallmark of Modi ji's foreign policy. He's the only person, only leader in the world who can be with Putin and directly tell him this is not the era of the war, and yet maintain, brilliant relationships with all countries. He's the only leader who can set up Quad as an alternative or as a quasi-alternative to BRICS while having robust engagement with all countries of BRICS. But I think I need to point out something. What really should stand out and what the media should also highlight is the wonderful, compassionate Bhishma initiative. I'm still awaiting details of that, but I'm told that, if you assemble the cubes of Bhishma together, it has sufficient material to create or to construct an emergency hospital for 200 people in a span of 12 hours with emergency room, X-ray. I think that is a very compassionate gesture. India stands as a friend to the entire world in need, and will continue to do so irrespective of how much the opposition parties crib about our foreign policy.
Okay. Kamruzaman Chaudhary ji, Prime Minister Modi has met Putin. We all know what he told him. Yeah. Today he had a meeting with Zelensky. He said that India was never neutral. We were on the side of peace. Does this not underline India's independent foreign policy?
Yeah, Pranesh, first and foremost, the debate tonight is about the future safety and security of 140 crore people of India. How we perceive the world and how the world perceives us. We cannot ride two boats at the same time. You will be drowned. This visit by Prime Minister Modi is a proud moment for all 140 crore Indians. No doubt about this. But is it the right foreign policy approach that we have undertaken on? We visited Russia last month. We abstained from the United Nations General Assembly resolution on Ukraine and Russia. Again, we are visiting Ukraine now to keep a balance, I feel. A balance between Russia and Ukraine, or maybe some strictures under the table from the Western world about India's foreign policy relations with Russia. As the Honorable MP in this panel has said already, that India needs to understand that it is one of the few countries in the world which is maintaining relations with Russia. But we as a democratic, world's largest democratic power, it's time that we are wielding our influence and power. But do we know one thing, that dharma and adharma, we should be on the right side of the dharma in any conflicts in the international field. In the case of Israel-Palestine conflict, South Africa took Israel to the International Court of Justice. In this case, who is the aggressor and who is the receiver?
No,
we need to understand. We stand with the people of Ukraine.
No, you tell me who's the aggressor. That's a separate debate. No, if you go there, then your hypocrisy will, stand exposed completely, Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Who launched strikes on Israel? Who is the aggressor?
You may
I don't,
expose
you
me.
don't, I don't have the time tonight. We will have that debate separately.
after-
But I wanted to ask you a larger question that you've,
Listen.
swiftly overlooked. And the question was, if the Ukrainian MPs are believing Modi can stop the war, why is the opposition in India in denial? Do you think Miss Yulia Klemenko is from the RSS? Will you call her a Sanghi? Tushar Gupta, what is going on?
Pranesh, I'll tell you a short story, and to the viewers of Times Now, that will address the misconceptions that are being floated by IP Singh and Kamruzaman Chaudhary. In 2022, the finance minister presented her third consecutive budget, the first time in history that was disrupted by the Russia-Ukraine war. The factoring in our budget in 2022 was for $75 a barrel for oil. Because of the war breaking out, the price of the oil shot up, and that would have sent our budget into a toss for the third consecutive year. And that would have led to massive inflation for the consumers in India. Yet the Prime Minister stood firm. He chose to import oil from Russia, while Europeans and Americans abstained. What happened across 2022 and 23? Double-digit food and energy inflation across Europe, across America, absolutely no food and energy inflation in India. That was the first one. Then the opposition came up with another narrative that, look, the Prime Minister has made the decision to import oil from Russia. The West is going to sideline us. The West is going to ignore us. We have forever ruined our relationship with Ukraine. 2024, the Prime Minister has visited Ukraine twice. He has a very healthy working relationship with Zelensky, as we are seeing right now, while he also has a very healthy working relationship with Russia's Vladimir Putin. So when Kamruzaman Chaudhary says that we cannot be sailing in two boats, I'm sorry, we are not sailing in any two boats. We are sailing in only in one boat that serves India's interests, that serves the interest of 140 crore people. And that is why the opposition is so angry, Pranesh. That is why all the memes are coming, and that is why this entire mockery is going on. Because in 2022, the opposition was hoping for double-digit inflation to hit Indian consumers. And in 2023, they were expecting the West to sideline India. None of it happened. Brand India is intact, brand Modi is intact, and the opposition has economic faces.
What I don't understand is that this peace outreach of the Prime Minister is being mocked. The people who say that the Prime Minister should have been in Ukraine are today, taunting him, throwing barbs at him. नवल किशोर जी, प्रधानमंत्री वहां यूक्रेन गए हैं, पीस की बात कर रहे हैं, तो इसका तो स्वागत होना चाहिए, मजाक उड़ाया जा रहा है।
नहीं, मजाक कौन उड़ा रहा है? जो उनकी सच्चाई है पिछले 10 साल में, वो भारत के विभिन्न राज्यों में, और आपने सही कहा कि मणिपुर में जो उनका रोल था, जो इंटरनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, और जहां पे वो अपने मुख्यमंत्री को हटा नहीं पाए और पीस प्रोसेस में यहाँ पर कुछ कर नहीं पाए, तो उनसे क्या उम्मीद की जा सकती है? ये बात गलत तो नहीं है। आप कहने के लिए कुछ भी कह सकते हैं, लेकिन होता क्या है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है। उन्होंने पिछले 10 साल में क्या कहा है, ये पूरा देश ही नहीं, पूरा विदेश में लोग जानते हैं। लेकिन हुआ क्या है, उसका इम्पैक्ट क्या हुआ है, वो भी बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। पीस तो अंतिम पड़ाव किसी भी लड़ाई का पीस प्रोसेस ही है। उसके लिए भी कोई भी यह बात कहेगा कि लड़ाई अंतिम समाधान नहीं है। अंतिम समाधान जो है वो शांति प्रोसेस ही है, और शांति का तो पूरा भारत का इतिहास ही रहा है।
नहीं तो नवल किशोर यादव जी, आप बता दीजिए ना, दर्शकों को बता दीजिए कि फॉरेन पॉलिसी में क्या चेंज आप कर देते, क्या करना चाहिए था प्रधानमंत्री को, आप बता दीजिए। अगले ट्रिप में कोशिश करेंगे, वो शायद सुन रहे तो इनसे ना।
देखिए, आपको यह बताना जरूरी है कि फॉरेन पॉलिसी के इशू पे पूरा भारत एक है, उसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। लेकिन बात यहाँ फॉरेन पॉलिसी के ऊपर जो बात कह रहे हैं मोदी जी, उसके ऊपर चर्चा है। आप कह रहे हैं कि आप ताली बजा रहे हैं तो हम लोग भी ताली बजा दें, को बहुत बड़ा काम किया, बहुत अच्छा उनका डिप्लोमेटिक इनिशिएटिव है। आप कहिए, आप ओपिनियन बनाने के लिए
कह रहा हूं, इसीलिए मैंने यूलिया जी को रखा है।
कोई बिठा दिए,
मुझे पता था ये आप बोलेंगे कि मैं ताली बजा रहा हूं। मैं नहीं, वो कह रही है मोदी जी वॉर रुकवा देंगे, वो रुकवा सकते हैं। पहला ही सवाल वो पूछा। चलिए मैं एक बार और पूछता हूं। Miss Yulia, you said that Prime Minister Modi can stop the war. Now, members of opposition on the panel tonight here in India strongly disagree with what you're saying. Why do you believe Modi can stop the war, and what will you tell the critics, those who disagree with your assessment?
Honestly, nobody can stop the war except Putin and Kremlin. So, but you have a few leaders and few countries, big countries like India. India, the biggest country now in the world, in the globe, can deliver message. I think if you will deliver message and will have a clear understanding what is going on in Ukrainian-Russian war, as now I hope Prime Minister Modi will have, because he will visit a lot of places in Ukraine, and he physically in Ukraine, and he will talk to people. So he will understand what is going on. I hope it will be very useful for the whole world if Prime Minister Modi could deliver this message to Putin, because Western leaders do not have relations anymore with Putin, and I think. As I said, the few leaders like Chinese leaders and Indian leader could do it, and still could deliver this message.
Okay, just stay with us. I hope that answers the question. And if not, I want to go back to Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Sir, you were saying that, look, we can't travel in two boats. We can't have, we have to have one clear position. But unfortunately, sir, that's not how diplomacy works. You have to have deft maneuvering. ये ऐसे नहीं चलता कि एक बोट है, दूसरा बोट है, उस पे पांव रखिए या एक किसी को एंटेगनाइज कर दीजिए. सबके साथ इंटरेस्ट है. इतना तो आप समझते हैं फॉरेन पॉलिसी, फिर भी आप ट्रिवियलाइज कर रहे हैं एफर्ट को.
No, Pranesh, I understand what you wanted to bring out here. My point out here, post 2014 and pre 2014, the changes, the shift in the Modi's foreign policy, was it right for India? We have got all our neighbors, I repeat, all our neighbors, be it Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Pakistan or China, all are hostile. Even the tiny Maldives, they are hostile to the India as a whole. Why is that? Why has Modi's foreign policy been so disastrous that we need to go back to the pre-2014 foreign policy, wherein we did not side with anybody? Now here what Modi ji is doing is, he's using his foreign policy tours, his foreign policy's bravado in foreign lands to cater to the domestic voters out here in India. That's the only objective that Narendra Modi and his party is trying to project from his visits to Russia or maybe to Ukraine.
And Mr. Zelensky is also helping him cater to his voters. Mr. Zelensky is handing gloves with Prime Minister Modi, and Mr. Zelensky wants Modi to win another term. Is that what you're saying, Kamruzaman Chaudhary? Are you serious? And you're talking about foreign policy, pre-2014 foreign policy. We should have the Manishankar Iyer School of Foreign Policy. Tushar?
You know, the Congress likes to keep talking about how such a great legacy they have in terms of foreign policy. What legacy? 1950s, Nehru was going about Indi Chini Bhai Bhai. What happened in 1962? Our Prime Minister, our country was betrayed by the Chinese. Compared and contrasted with how this government, the Prime Minister, handled China in 2020. Compare how how Pakistan was dealt with by Congress. All this Aman Ki Asha, dossiers, needs and what not happening. What did it end up with? The 2008 Mumbai attack, terrorist attacks across the border, and contrasted with how Pakistan was handled under the Modi government. Tell me, Pradesh, any well-meaning Indian today will tell you we are better off with surgical and airstrikes against Pakistan instead of docile diplomacy that was practiced under the Congress even after the attacks of 26/11. And Kamruzaman Chaudhary here has the audacity to talk about foreign policy. Tell me one strong stand they took against the Chinese during their era between 1947 and 2014. Absolutely none. Instead, they gave away Ladakh.
They did take a stand against China. They signed a piece of paper in 2008 about which we still don't know.
Exactly.
IP Singh जी, क्या फॉरेन पॉलिसी क्या चाहते हैं आप? जो आपने भी मजाक उड़ाया एक तरह से, आपको लगता है कि ये देखिए कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ पोस्चरिंग है, डोमेस्टिक ऑडियंस को इंप्रेस करने के लिए है, तो ऐसा क्या कर देना चाहिए या क्या नहीं किया मोदी जी ने?
देखिए प्रनेश, जो डिप्लोमेसी है वो ये कहती है कि आप फॉरेन मिनिस्टर के थ्रू आप डील करिए। आप दोनों हाथ में लड्डू लेकर चलना चाहते हैं। आप बताइए, वो यूक्रेन उसकी यूनियन है। मैं फॉरेन जो वहां की यूक्रेन की जो सांसद, उनसे एक सवाल ये जरूर पूछ लीजिए कि आर्म्स एम्यूनिशन आप यूरोपियन यूनियन से ले रही हैं, F-16 जो है अमेरिका प्रोवाइड कर रहा है। दूसरी तरफ हमारे प्रधानमंत्री पुतिन के साथ कार में ट्रैवल करते हैं। डिप्लोमेसी भारत की और प्रधानमंत्री मोदी की डिप्लोमेसी हमने देखी। हमने अनेकों बार अमेरिका की यात्रा की है और अमेरिका में लोग सरप्राइज थे जब प्रधानमंत्री जाकर चुनाव के वक्त नारा लगा रहे थे, अब की बार ट्रंप सरकार, अब की बार ट्रंप सरकार। उसके बाद डेमोक्रेट्स की सरकार आ गई। 2.5 वर्षों तक भारत में एम्बेसडर को नियुक्त नहीं किया। हमारे पासपोर्ट, हमारी जो वीसा पॉलिसी थी, उस पर हमें हैमर हुआ। अमेरिका से बिजनेस नहीं आए। F-16 को लेकर जो वार्ता आगे बढ़नी थी वो वार्ता रुक गई। सवाल यह है कि डिप्लोमेसी में सीधे प्रधानमंत्री का उतरना, कहीं भी किसी भी देश की आप पॉलिसी बताइए ऐसी रही हो। आप विदेश
उतरना मतलब ये आप क्या बोल रहे हैं आईपी सिंह जी? देखिए, आपने बोला कि आप कई बार अमेरिका का यात्रा करके आए हैं, लेकिन आपने तैयारी नहीं की। देखिए, अगर आपने की होती तो आपको ये पता होता कि ये प्रधानमंत्री वहां अपने आप को इनवाइट करके नहीं गए हैं। उनको प्रेसिडेंट जेलेंस्की ने बुलाया है, न्योता दिया है और वहां बुलाया है, क्योंकि उनको लगता है कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी पुतिन से बात करके कुछ कर सकते हैं। पर आपने जो सवाल पूछा वो एक बार मैं तुहिन सिन्हा से पूछता हूं। तुहिन सिन्हा, आंसर ऑन lapses and blunders on foreign policy. He says, why did he have to endorse Trump?
You know, when this opposition cribs about or misses the pre-2014 foreign policy, I think the only thing they seem to be missing is, you know, the way they used to pamper Pakistan, and we have completely isolated Pakistan. We have made Pakistan redundant. I think that is something which they can't come to terms with. Because even with Bangladesh, nobody had anticipated that Sheikh Hasina would be thrown away in this manner. Probably Rahul Gandhi knew about it, if we have to trust the Bangladeshi journalist. But otherwise, we had excellent relationship with Bangladesh. Maldives has recently handed over 70 islands to us, where we will be initiating major water projects, which is a huge strategic win to us. So, you know, even in Ukraine today, I think the only problem which this opposition has is the fact that Modi ji has got unprecedented acceptance from all sides. And I think that shows the kind of explicit trust which the world has in India today under Modi ji's leadership. This opposition should ideally feel happy about it, because, you know, they should think about national interest, but somehow they continue to be, you know, in a myopic world where they can't get over the pre-2014 policy.
And I'm surprised when IP Singh says कि पुतिन के साथ एक ही गाड़ी में घूम रहे थे, तो क्या करना चाहिए उनको? आपने गाड़ी वाला तस्वीर तो देख लिया, लेकिन वो जो अगल बगल बैठे थे और प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने पुतिन से क्या कहा था? Whether it is war, conflict or a terrorist attack, any person who believes in humanity is pained when there is loss of lives. आगे सुन लीजिए आईपी सिंह जी। देखिए, उन्होंने ये भी कहा, even in that when innocent children are killed, the heart bleeds and the pain is terrifying. तो आपने सिर्फ तस्वीर देखी, शायद टीवी म्यूट पे था, सुना नहीं होगा आपने, इसीलिए आपके लिए रिपीट कर दिया। We will have to move on. Miss Lulia and some of our guests, I thank you for joining us on India Front.